a 300 level student. And I imagine such a child now, such a student will now go to these are secondary schools around for teaching practice. Tell me what he would teach such students. See, the consequences, these are consequences of examination malpractice. Because the question is, they ought not to even have been in the university in the first instance.
Exactly,
and you ask your question, how did they manage to get here? But because they have always been pushed and they've probably pay their ways or find other means by which they get the result that they don't merit. Because you wonder, how did they get here? It's a question I still cannot answer as I've just finished marking.
Okay, thank you.
So I would like to ask, what role do guardians play in either discouraging or encouraging examination malpractice?
It's a function of the kind of upbringing that I give to your child. As a guardian, as a parent, you must let them understand that. See, it's not just about, for some people when you say this, you are being too religious, don't bring it here. See, this is about ethics. Religion or no religion. We're talking about the fact that, see, there are consequences that actually, transcend the shores of the institution, that we also fight as a society. Does it make sense that we have engineers that can actually troubleshoot, any system? Imagine you call yourself a mechanical engineer and you cannot even troubleshoot a particular fault or whatsoever, or you cannot even come up with a design. You people will say you are a designer. No, we design the system, and you cannot design anything meaningful. Or you come up with a design that will probably lead to disaster. Little wonder we are having, building collapses all over. See, it's important that we take note of some of those things. So parents have a role to play, because a lot of them, they procure these things for these kids. See, we have seen a case of a primary 6 child, and the mother can say, this boy has not eaten. I just want to give him food. And he brought bread, and inside the bread there is a paper already with prepared answers for the boy. And she said, let me go and give some. Okay, the boy has not eaten. Let me have it. I'll give it to him. So you can go, madam. What is about that's your boy? Okay, fine. See, it is here. I'll give it to him. Don't worry, you just go. And as the person was going, the thing just fell. So, madam.
How did she even see the question?
See, for these people that perpetrate it, they are sharper, they are faster, and they go the extra. Like, God bless you. See, before even you as an invigilator see the question, they have seen it ahead. They have their ways. They have people in different places that influence some of these things. Some, because, that's why, upbringing matters. That's just it. Upbringing, the kind of upbringing that a parent gives a child will determine whether or not such a child will perpetrate such act, or will actually shy away from it. And religious probably centers also have a role to play. Because if at the end of the day, you have our religious leaders on the pulpit, and probably some of them are also involved in some of these things, tell me how you want to justify it. So, upbringing matters.
So, in your view, right, what long-term consequences do you think examination malpractice has on the Nigerian workforce and society? Or probably because of so how does malpractice impact the integrity of educational publication in Nigeria?
Like I said, see, the industry. Now we have a situation where universities industries have cause to spend extra money retraining graduates, because they tell you that a lot of these people, they can't defend some of these things. We ask them basic questions like, where are you guys coming from? Which school? And sometimes, they destroy the reputation of some of these institutions. Some of these so-called Ivy League schools, or some of these top paying, in fact, some of these private institutions. You have a situation where people say, that school, Ego Master. See, when it comes to microchips, they are excellent. They are very good. Or you have schools that will tell you, see, it's not about book, so this like lecturer, he's sorting to go and sort yourself out. So at the end of the day, they have people with certificates that people start questioning. And at the end of the day, some countries, some institutions are blacklisted. That's terrible. Or that someone is saying, see, when it comes to this institution, if you are from this university, don't even bother to apply. Or you have applied, please, on the day of interview, just waka pass. The implication is for those probably who did not go that route.
Yes.
But because many have gone that route,
Yeah,
they have used that. So the
generalize.
multiplier effect, the external, it would extend to them. Say this, hardship because of the actions of some of the people. See, these are things that we really need to look at. And in terms of productivity, when people do, possess certificate they don't merit, the productivity level is low. And at the end of the day, because they'll probably, some of them have even connections, they will eventually get the same way they're able to get the result. They'll get the jobs. And those who really deserve the job will not get them, who have the certificate, who can defend it, but don't have the opportunities. And you have a situation where some people, they don't merit it, but they possess the certificate and probably they use connections to get the job. Only for them to probably get there and now get some other people. They don't know what to do and start looking for someone who probably help them out. The people even outsource jobs now.
Yeah, of course.
So what are we saying?
And I feel like there'll probably have a defense for it too if asked. Like, most people will say most jobs can be taught. Really, you don't need to go to school for like.
See, the reality is, I'm not talking about the certificate now.
Yeah, of course.
You're talking about competence. An exam is one of the ways by which you show competence, at least intellectual competence. Are you with me? It's a different program when you're talking about skills. But for a lot of these jobs, your certificates would speak for you before they eventually get to meet you. They imagine giving a false impression.
Actually.
That you're saying, oh, first class. And you get there. You are coming with a brain of a third class.
Or even the past students. Now that is embarrassing.
Very, very.
So yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Kazeem. Remember, you are still listening to Education Today on Light Radio, and we are discussing examination malpractice in the Nigerian educational system, causes, effects, and solution. Also, we have our researcher, educational consultant, and our lecturer at the University of Lagos, Mr. Olubunmi Kazeem, as our guest discussant. Remember, you can be part of this discussion by sending your comments, questions, and contributions on Facebook via www.facebook.lightradio. That is www.facebook.com/lightradio, Twitter @the_lightradio, Instagram light_radio, YouTube Light Radio. You can also call or send a message to us via SMS or WhatsApp on 0809 738 4000.
A reminder of our short quiz. In what year was University of Maiduguri established? Send your answer to WhatsApp number 0809 738 4000 or our Facebook or YouTube page. The first correct answer still gets the prize. So, Mr. Kazeem, we are going towards the end of the discuss segment. So I'd like to ask, what measure do you think can be taken at the institutional level to reduce examination malpractice?
Well, there are different measures that could be taken. First is, I would say that for institutions, they need to actually strengthen their laws, their regulations concerning examination malpractice. Yeah, because at the end of the day, see, one of the things that actually make this action, this act prevalent, is because of lack of consequences.
Yeah.
Because people have done it and they've got away with it.
Responsible.
So people feel like, not today. See, when people come up with such a mentality and when they have such a mindset, so they make you that you're trying to work hard look stupid. So, but if there are consequences, probably that you see. Let me know. I am trying as much as possible to see. I had this experience. I was in an exam hall one day like that with some set of students, and we have another set of students from probably another department coming in. And because of the way we have actually been running our own thing, because we are very, very strict, we tell them, see, when you know quite well that the examination, see, they'll be very strict. It is all you prepare that you'll be able to write. It will force the students to actually prepare very well. Is that not so? So they now brought this other set of students. They are not our own students directly, but because of the challenge of space. So they had to actually share, the same venue with us. And it was like, why are you people doing this now? How about, see, you are final student to beg, making her calm down. It's doing too much now. So it's like probably they've never been supervised before. That's, you get that reaction because they were just busy talking, and we're like, had to caution. See, on that day we actually caught someone with something, inscriptions on the palm. Yeah, because probably in their own case they usually don't check. So it's just need to actually, be very, very strict with our regulations, and they should implement some of these things. See, for those that are invigilators, let them do their job properly. And probably at the time we deploy technology too, probably CCTV cameras, and we review. I remember in days of the late Omotola, or in the tell University of Lagos, when you that exam will see everything CCTV. See, if you do like this, the videos will be reviewed at the end. And we have such facilities still in University of Lagos today, being utilized by some centers like, Distance Learning University of Lagos. They have cameras everywhere, so they can review all these things and they use it. So at the end of the day, when the students know that they are under surveillance, see whether or not an invigilator is able to catch them, that the surveillance cameras, the footage will be reviewed before any result is released, they will comport themselves. But when they know that if we do it, we'll get away with it, then how well do you also teach? Teaching quality is something that we also need to take care of. When you don't teach students well, you put them under pressure to pass. Imagine a lecturer. You're setting exam for students, and a week to exam, you now release some materials that 600 pages, 700 pages, a week to exam. That's when you're just releasing it.
That's very common in university.
See, it's crazy. You're putting them under pressure. See, you are setting them up for malpractice. No, seriously. Because it's not only your course that they have to do in the university. It's not only your course they are writing. Some, they intentionally do that just to overwhelm them because they know you. See, you don't want to come and say to me, Abi, I know how to get you people. Some lecturers will not go to class. So the students are even confused. They don't even know which direction to face. See, you are teaching students. They are there. They are listening. You explain. You see. They say you explain tire. No. So you explain tire.
Evidence not good day.
And at the end of the day, they will still not even, some will still not be able to understand. Now imagine when you don't even come at all. Or you just say, hey, well, these are the topics, 13 topics. I'll teach you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other ones go and read on your own. We'll meet in the exam.
Yeah, the excuse is always that lecturers, not teachers. So
see, that's crazy. See, let me tell you, if you don't have the business in the university, if you know you are not ready to teach, don't bother to come. Go and do something else. See, the truth is, a lecturer cannot teach you everything.
Obviously, sure.
But there are some basic fundamentals that you must meet. See, in terms of, why is it that some universities will tell you that this is percentage of attendance that you must meet? Because they expect that there should be a level of interaction that must happen between the lecturer and the students around the course content before you can even qualify to write the exam.
Yes, actually.
So some of these things we really need to look at. See, deployment of technology is something that is very, very key. So by the time we do some of these things, and when we also try to encourage students, in the sense that, let us simplify the way we approach some of these exams too. Sometimes the way we question, the way we word, or the questions, the way we do everything. We'll also encourage the institutions to moderate some of these questions, because there are sometimes you see questions like, who set this kind of question? Was this question moderated by anybody? Did the HOD, did some senior professors, or some other lecturers, the principal in secondary schools, the principal or someone, go through this? Did they vet this question? Because when you see questions that, like, look at Lagos State, for instance, the examination is unified. And if probably in the whole process, you now see questions that like, this question is wrong, or there's a problem with this question. This question is ambiguous. Because it can be interpreted this way and it is correct. That interpretation is correct. It can be interpreted in another way and you still be correct. That's ambiguity. When you have multiple interpretations possible for a simple question. And at the end of the day, so a lecturer or the teacher will now feel like this is the particular one I choose. And so they might actually think it in another way. So by the time we moderate, these are things that we'll be able to get. So let us do the proper things. And for parents, I'm trying to say it because of time. I might not probably have time to get there. See, the reality is, parents also have a role to play. Government has a role to play. I know there was a time that JAM would advertise that if you are caught perpetrating examination practice, decree so and so law is there waiting for you. You'll be charged. You'll be prosecuted. See, let us follow some of these cases through. Let us publicize, and these cases when probably some of these people when they are caught, let us prosecute them. By the time people see that, I can go to jail for cheating in exam. Yes. If they know that it will happen, see, people will change. See, we just need one example. We publicize it. We celebrate such a case. See, you don't need to teach people anymore. When they see that, no be play again, no. See, there are consequences. But when we don't have consequences, impunity will reign.
So I'll be giving you, like, asking my last question, like, it should kind of be intertwined. So I'll be asking, what advice would you give to students regarding the importance of honesty in examinations, and whatever it is you want to add to it, advise the government, advise everybody at once.
Well, for the students, see, when we talk about honesty, they say honesty is the best policy. One beautiful thing about ourselves is that, yeah, we might be students today. We don't know where we'll meet ourselves in the future. But the reality is we have an impression that we have about one another. Such that if I'm looking for, say, a thoroughbred professional for a particular job, I have the opportunity, probably I find myself in public office. I know probably those of my colleagues that I know that when we were in school, when it comes to competence, diligence, ability, they've got it. They are the people I'll think of. Such that if I see an opportunity where someone somewhere is actually being recommended for a particular person, and I know that person was involved in something, if I have the opportunity of stopping it, I'll stop it. Because this one, if this guy can actually manipulate the whole process just to favor, then automatically this guy will manipulate probably the whole country for this particular office. So I will petition, I'll write against such. It's something. So honesty is something that we really need to celebrate. Because in our society, it's always a case of the end justifies the means. That Machiavellian principle, would only lead us to destruction. So let us, eschew any form of examination malpractice and encourage honesty. And for schools, let us reward that honesty. By the time they see that people are being rewarded for their honesty, that honesty pays, people will follow through. But at the end of the day, if the best graduating student that we know, labored very hard and things like that, best graduating student in a whole university, for instance, is getting 100,000 naira.
And a laptop.
Yeah, if the laptop is out there though, if he gets a laptop, the school has tried.
Universities that give their
let me tell you, 5,000 naira. I'm a victim. That's why I use the word victim of it. A victim. No prize money. Certificate, congratulations, that is the end. And a beauty pageant winner, me so and so, even for a university,
30 million naira.
goes home with millions, and now they're even giving them land, a brand new car, and they're even giving them land now. Land
For doing what?
Exposing body and things like that. So, or you're tying your hair, smoking or something. Catwalking. I don't know whether there's even elephant walk. So, the reality is, by the time you do that, so you are telling the students that honesty does not pay.
Go to school.
Don't bother.
Or do not.
Don't bother. Studying. This is the way to go. So that is that. For parents, let us do our bit. Let us nurture our children properly, and let us infuse in them that. See, one of my lecturers taught me in the college that an honorable F is better than a stolen A. Yes.
I feel like
my lecturer in the College of Education taught me that.
today's generation don't want
And I got to the university, I was almost looking stupid because I came with such a mentality from the college. See, these are things that we need to entrench within this system. An honorable F is better than a stolen A. Dr. Mrs. Adedayo taught me that in the college. So you can imagine that I didn't forget. This is over 20 years. And today we have people that are even saying, see, pay, you get this grade. The amount of money that you pay will determine the kind of grade that you get. I got that, and I saw that in a university. So, but what we are trying to say is, it's important that we, do this. And for government, say, reward system, reward good behavior and punish bad behavior. So when everybody knows that there is always a recompense for their action, if you do good, you get good. If you do bad, you get bad. Then everybody, will sit tight. So we all have a role to play. Parents, colleagues, friends. See, friends too, don't victimize those who are trying to do the right thing. Don't call them names, ITK, Uvasabi, and all these derogatory appellations that we give to people for trying to do the right thing. Even if you are not yet able to do, get to that level, for those that are doing it, encourage them and pray and work towards you also getting there. Then for students, you can also help yourselves. I tell people, what I was saying, then I tell them, see, if you need my help before the exam, I will do anything possible. Go out of my way, organize tutorials and things like that. But when we get into that exam hall, I don't know anybody. And I tell my students, see, your best bet is don't sit with your friends. You would be tempted. You say, this is a mistake. You'll be tempted to talk. No, that is not today. And the person are saying, no, it's wrong. God, this is the right answer. Yeah, stand up. And that's the end. So it could happen. It has happened. See, I have seen students, I have seen colleagues, that, suffered such. So I'm telling us that we all have a role to play. Help yourselves before the exam. So you will not have cause to help yourself inside the exam hall that might actually lead you, to trouble. So before, please, before. And lecturers or teachers, let us be above board. Yeah, I know the economy is hard.
A is for God.
Yeah. Then God bless you. A is for God. B for Jesus and Muhammad. C is for the and for me and all these kinds of words that are demoralizing to the students. So we don't need it. Please, we don't need it. It's not needed. See, the way we were taught is that the joy of every teacher is in the success of the student. So allow them excel. Don't say, how can a student come and get 2020? I will say to exam, you want to come and get 2020. You will come and get an A. Some people have told us, see, during your time, we were more brilliant than you and we did not get an A. Please, let us not do transfer of aggression. If you've had, sadists as your own teachers, don't be one. No. See, don't be one. There is no need progressing in error. Your predecessors, if they have progressed in error, you don't have to follow, that path. Please. You have your own life to live. Show that you're different. Show that even if it was not possible for me, I'll make it possible for my own student, just to show them that they can do it. And see, for me, I tell you that I'm a producer of successful people. That is enough for me. Seriously. And that is something that we should work towards. That we are producing people that are better than us. That's the hallmark of this job called teaching. And that's why I always say that I am proud to be a teacher. Any day, any time. Because seeing my students succeed, that's my joy. And that should not take away anything. It doesn't take away anything from me. That I'm producing people that are successful. That adds to my own success story. So I'm not only successful, I've also produced those who are successful. And that's the ultimate. So let us not, pull him down and say, if I did not meet it, no other person would do it. We'll meet it. We've seen people do that. But please, let's eschew that. And please, for pecuniary benefit, do not lose your soul. Do not lose your honesty. Do not lose your integrity. Integrity matters. It's important. God bless us.
Well, thank you for the interesting and entertaining or edutaining session. So that's all we can take on the discuss segment for today. We would like to appreciate our in-house analyst, Mr. Olubunmi Kazeem, for the beautiful insights he has provided on today's program. We will go on another break now and we'll be back for the words on the marbles. Please stay with us. You're welcome to the Words on the Marble segment of Education Today, where we take a look at memorable quotes that are educational and inspirational to everyone. Today we have a quote from Bill Gates. According to him, it's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. It is fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. That's our word on the marble for today. Mistake and failure are part of life. Failing is not the problem, but failing to rise, move on, and learn from the failure is. So let us embrace failure as part of the learning curve to achieve our dreams and aspirations in life. Perseverance and persistence pave way for success in life. Shun all forms of misconduct or malpractices in test and examination. So do we have answers to the questions, to the quiz from Facebook, YouTube? This is to inform you, our esteemed listeners, that you can sponsor this program or advertise your products and services and also showcase your event on our program. This you can do by calling the numbers 0703 953 8998 or 0702 507 4268. Let's know how you feel about today's program through our various platforms. Facebook, www.facebook.com/education today. Instagram, education_today. You can also send an email to educationmediaservices@gmail.com. Many thanks to the entire crew of Education Today and the management of Light Radio. Our esteemed supervisor has been Fee. Many thanks to you and everybody in the other room. And we would like to announce earlier, we are open to sponsorship of this program to keep it going. You can reach us on 0702 507 4268 or send an email to educationmediaservices@gmail.com. I am Aisha Hussein, and with me is
Said Aremo.
Till we come your way next week, we are saying goodbye.